Welcome to Retirement Ramblings. I'm Scott, and today is day 214 on my countdown to retirement. So, my son and daughter in law flew home today on an early morning flight. So, we chatted with them until 1 a.m. And then went to sleep until 4:50 this morning when we got up to say goodbye to them. They left Atlanta. They left for the Atlanta airport at 5 a.m. And they made it to their gate by 6:37, which I thought was pretty good. And then the plane ended up taking off slightly delayed at 7:58, and they had to pass through Denver, and so they got into Denver at 11:01, and then because of the delay, they had to book over to the other connecting gate to make sure that they made their flight. And then they ended up arriving back in California at 2:23 Eastern time. But meanwhile, after they left for the airport, I stayed up from till about 6:15, and then I went back to sleep until 10:45, and then got up for the day, although pretty tired still. And then I worked on our monthly net worth report for several hours, and I reviewed the monthly expenses sheet that my wife puts together for me for May. And then I went into Bolden and I updated all of our account balances and all of our projected changes, distributions, expenses, etc. And then I, looked at the Monte Carlo simulations for all three scenarios, which is optimistic, average, and pessimistic. And the changes I made didn't make any alteration really to the optimistic or the average scenario. On the on the pessimistic scenario, I run out of money a couple of years before my planned longevity. So about 3 years early on the pessimistic scenario. But given that, as I indicated on my video yesterday, that I'm not including the equity in my house or any cash value that's inside of a life insurance policy, a whole life policy, I should say. If I needed to tap the money from either one of those things to make it through the last 3 years, I could certainly do it. So I felt pretty good after doing the update that regardless of the scenario, I'll be in a reasonably good position to not outlive my money. Which was most retirees' concern right before they retire. And then a buddy of mine turned 59 today, so I texted him wishing him a happy birthday. Which I didn't know, he was down in Columbus on an over 55 over 55 tennis league. So he had a away match down in Columbus. So I then subsequently saw a video that his wife posted, with his teammates on the tennis team, all singing happy birthday to him, etc. So that was good. Then I ran out to buy cards for both my mom and my son who have upcoming birthdays, as well as anniversary cards for my wife for our upcoming anniversary. And then I also picked up some honey to make brown sugar honey glazed salmon recipe for dinner tonight. So since my daughter's a pescatarian, before she came here, I bought a bunch of fish and shrimp and other things, and based on the way things worked out, we didn't get to use it up. But meanwhile, I had already thought out the salmon and the shrimp, so I'll probably make the shrimp tomorrow, but I wanted to use up the salmon before it would go bad. So I texted with my son. He gave me a recipe that he found on sidewalkshoes.com, and I'm going to link the recipe in the description box below. But I thought it was pretty tasty. I'm going to share some pictures of kind of the process from, taking the salmon just, right out of the, with the skin on, and putting it onto a sheet pan, all the way through to what the final dish looks like. And again, I thought it tasted pretty good. I'd make it and eat it again. My wife, on the other hand, thought there was an aftertaste from the glaze that she didn't care for. So I know if I make this ever again, I'll be doing a solo dinner for me with fish, and I'll be making her something else. But anyway, I'm still pretty tired from the lack of sleep, not only today, but over the last week. So I'm going to try and get to bed early tonight because I do have to get up early to head into the office tomorrow. And so, really, that's my update for today. Nothing spectacular happening. If you have any questions or any comments, please leave them in the comment section down below or drop me an email at myretirementramblings@gmail.com. Otherwise, I hope you have a great evening, and until tomorrow, take care.